how's everybody doing on Saturday? I just finished my workout and I figured I'd cool down a little bit with you guys. This week I went live and talked about the negativity of social media and stuff with my team. And so then I just got to thinking over the last 24 hours, like this stuff can totally benefit everybody, not just people who are trying to grow or build a business on social media. Especially, I just feel like between politics and just the crap of people in general, it's hard to be on social media, right? And for me, I feel like I'm pretty disciplined to a point where I come on, do my thing and get off. I stopped watching the news when the virus stuff was started up, and so I just stopped watching the news and really stopped going onto news sources on social media just because. And then like you could see that it just got like, you had like the fear people and then like negative people, like it just like runs the gamut of what's happening on social media, right? And I feel pretty lucky because I am like, my feed is surrounded by what I do for a living. So it's like fitness and inspiration and that kind of stuff, and my team and my leaders and things like that. So I feel like pretty blessed to have a lot of that in my feed. I try not to participate in other groups and things that are going to lend itself to bad news. But I realize that there's still a ton on there, right? So I wanted to come and give you and share with you guys the tips that I tell my team. It totally resonates over to regular people. I'll probably just tweak it just a little bit so that it works for you guys, but I hope that you might find some help in this. Because I also feel like people are like, throw their hands up with social media and they're like, I'm just out of here, and I have those days where I'm like, I'm just out of here, forget this. But social media can also be used for good and not just evil, right? There are lots of benefits, and the big part of social media, like why it was created, was so that we could make connections with other people. And right now we need that more than ever. We really do need a person-to-person connection, positive connectivity with people. And so if you can kind of learn to be disciplined with social media and use it in the right way, then I think it can serve you, and I think it can add to your life. Absolutely. Hi, Stephanie. I know, right? Taking a break to the election, it does suck the energy out of you. I agree. And I think, and that's going to be one of my tips is basically how you react to it all, right? Like you have that choice of swiping by or not even going there, right? I am constantly saying in my brain, like, if you don't have anything nice to say, then don't say anything at all. Like, why do people go there? So that's your choice. You're that person if you just choose to go in and respond like that, right? Okay, so let's start. Okay, so the first thing that you can do is kill your newsfeed. Do you guys know how to do that? You can actually go into, I think it's a Chrome extension, but if you Google kill the newsfeed, it will tell you it. And it's an extension you put on, I think it's just for your computer, probably not your phone. But I feel like it works because if you're on your computer and you're working, or you're trying to go into social media or Facebook for something specific, then you're not seeing all the stuff, right? So those distractions. So you could Google kill the news feed and it just kills that for you. So you don't see a live feed, basically. You can go in to check in like in your groups. Like if you're a challenger of mine and you just want to come in and check to the group, you go in, you check and you leave, and you have to specifically go into different parts to do that, right? So that's super helpful. So this is number 2 is actually, I guess you could look at it a different way. Like I give it to my team because they need to be super focused when they're working on social media. So number 2 is setting a timer for yourself. And so I feel like you can totally apply this to, like, if you find yourself just scrolling mindlessly, set a timer and say, I'm going to check Facebook for 5 minutes and then move on with my day. Like, don't get sucked into the rabbit hole, right? How many times have we gone in to look and you look up and like, shit, an hour's gone by, right? So whether you're a working person or you just have a lot going on, maybe all have a lot going on, right? But it's going to help you to be more successful if you put those blinders on, maybe set a timer, get in, get out, and get it done, right? Okay. Number 3 that I put is surrounding yourself with positive people. And so we talked about that in the beginning. I feel like my industry and my business lends itself to inspiration. So all the people that I see in my feed are either in my groups or on my team. I have people like parents and things of my kids and things like that. But honestly, if I see something where a person is going on and on about something really horrible, or all they post is like negative stuff, mean things, whatever, I just delete them. I don't want that in my feed. So deliberately setting your feed up with people that fill you up, right? That inspire you. Go on to different pages of inspiration. Rachel Hollis is a good one. I love Ed Milet. He's very inspirational. Man's Perspective is great. I do not have corona. I got tested. I'm just getting over cold. But find those inspirational people. Like maybe it's in your industry. Maybe it's a mom's group that you really love. Depending on what kind of where you are in your life. If it's fitness, if it's health, if it's you love baking. Like get on, find and seek out something that's more inspirational. How about your faith, right? That's another one that you could be getting involved with more, having more of that in your feed, right? And you don't have to, the people don't have to know you're deleting them from your feed. You can actually go in and set your preferences on people. So if you're afraid to unfriend them, you can make them acquaintances and you'll see them less and things like that. So there's a lot of different things you can do, but filling your feed up with positive influences, positive groups and notifications, that's going to be a huge asset to you, right? If you're just watching CNN, Fox News, whatever, if the news feeds are coming up in your stuff, like that's just not going to be helpful at all. So fill your feed up with people that inspire you, for people and things that make you feel good, maybe it's shopping, like fill your feed up with all the good sales, right? Stuff like that. And I feel like the more you look at stuff, the more it gets filled. So like for me, I find a lot of like hair stuff and like hair tools that are on sale, just like different things, right? And obviously fitness clothes fill up my feed, Athleta's in my feed and all of that stuff, right? Okay, number 4 is to choose how you react to what you see on your feed, right? So you have the power to choose. You are so in control of everything that is going on, it's not even funny, good or bad, right? So I always tell my daughter, she says to me all the time, I can't do this, or I'm not good at this, or whatever, and I say to her, you are what you think you are, whatever that is. So the more you tell yourself, I'm not good at this, I'm not that, then you will be. But the more you tell yourself that I am good at this, I am worthy, I am positive, I am gonna choose to be better, then you will. You just have to, it's like a discipline, like anything else. It's like continuing to choose how you react is so important. So you could totally go into those news feeds and like banter with those people, right, over the president or the masks or whatever you see. But you can also just swipe and just go by, delete, like why go there, right? So you have the 100% power of how you react and choose on social media, Facebook, whatever it is, right? And so think about that the next time. All your decisions, all the things that you do are 100% in your power. You have the power to choose how you react. And I didn't write this number 5 down, but this came to me after I did this the last time. This actually should be number 1, is fill yourself up with personal development, with mindset development, okay? I'm going to tell you unequivocally that I would not be here today talking to you. I would not be living here in New Hampshire. I would not be 8 years into fitness coaching, nutrition coaching, had it not been for personal development, had it not been for mindset development. In the beginning, when Beachbody, it encourages its coaches and the network to read personal development or listen to at least 10 minutes a day. And when it first was put to me, I was like, I ain't no Dr. Phil self-help, whatever. And I pushed it back because I was like, I'm good. My self-esteem is good. I am good. And finally, after kind of struggling in about a year in, I was like, all the top coaches just kept saying, I'm successful because of personal development. I was like, whatever, that's weird. And so whatever, I just started reading something, one thing led to the next, and before I know it, hey, guess what? My confidence is now through the roof. You know, I can push myself harder in my workouts, in my business, and all the things in life. Better mother, better parent, better coworker, better teammate, like all that stuff, guys. And so when you are filling your cup with good thoughts and gratitude and blessings, and whether it's your faith or your meditation or whatever, you can take on all the shit. I'm telling you, you can read the shit and laugh it off because you feel that much better when you fill up your cup with the good stuff. So I talk all the time about my morning routine, right? This is something everybody needs in their life. You're getting up an hour, 45 minutes before everybody else, sit in silence, reading personal development, devotions, meditation, whatever it might be, and you're filling your mindset with things that are going to just make you feel unstoppable. And it's crazy because everyone's like, oh, what's personal development, or give me an example. Well, I have examples of things that I love and things that work for me, but personal development is personal to you and what's going to work for you. So I always use this example because this really made me have the aha moment. I was just reading things and listening to things that successful people were telling me to, and I was like, whatever, it's like in one ear out the other, until I stumbled upon this male coach, and he was talking about how excited he was that his wife was going to have a baby girl, and so he only had boys, and was reading books about how to be a dad to a girl. And I thought, oh my gosh, duh, like that's personal to him and what he's going through right now. It has nothing to do with Beachbody. It had nothing to do with the business. It had everything to do with what he needed right at that moment, right? And so we go through these seasons of life too. Right now I'm stuck in reading this bunch of books from this one author. She's the blogger of the Champagne Diet. I can never pronounce her last name. Her first name is Kara. Just go look up the Champagne Diet. She's got a slew of books. So she speaks to women business owners, women in business owner women, about confidence and leadership. Not leadership, but like just there's this thing I actually discovered in myself that I didn't realize I had. Imposter syndrome, where you think you're not going to be a good enough leader on all the, I don't know, it's just like, it's one of those things that talk to me, you know. Here I am being like all super vulnerable to you guys, like whatever, but I feel like it has to speak to you, right? There's another one, another coach on my team right now is reading Jillian Michaels' Unlimited, and she goes on and on about how that one speaks to her. I love like podcasts and stuff too, like quick 10-minute somethings that like pump me up before I work out. And so I actually, like in our fit gym, when you get your welcome kit, I give you a whole page of examples. So like self-esteem stuff, confidence stuff, health and fitness stuff, nutrition stuff. Like it just depends on like a parenting, leadership, like whatever your thing is or whatever you're needing, right? And sometimes you don't even know what you need either, right? I think that sometimes you just have to listen to things and find a person's voice that speaks to you. I love it when like the books are narrated by the writer. John Maxwell is one of my favorite ones. He used to be a pastor, but now he talks and speaks on business leadership, people things. And then there's just like all kinds of people. I love the Energy Bus and anything by that guy, John Gordon, I think his name escapes me, but Energy Bus is good because then there's a ton of cut off. So he actually is a guy that writes books and goes and speaks to teams, like sports teams, like NFL teams, NBA teams, like, so he's like about team and leadership. But I feel like it kind of he also talks about how he incorporates that stuff with his family and their relationship. And so that I love too, especially when there's so many of you, right? Communication skills, relationship skills, all that stuff. So anyways, guys, the point is to fill yourself up so that you create this force field around all the negative shit. And then when you see the crap being posted in your social media, it doesn't bother you, right? And you can just swipe by and be like, I'm better than that. I don't have time for this. I don't even want to go there. Instead of just throwing your hands up and being like, it's all bad. Because it's not all bad, right? I mean, I think that the point, like I said in the beginning of social media, is to bring us closer to connect. And I do know that, you know, there's powers and forces that try to ruin that for us, absolutely. But I think that we just have to be stronger and smarter than that. But I think, you know, filling your cup up with the things that are going to, you know, create that force field, make your brain happy, make your heart be grateful and fulfilled for all the really good things. Because if you are thinking all the time about all your blessings and the things that are so awesome happening to you right now, then you don't have time to go down that negative rabbit hole, or you start to laugh it off. Like, I'll find that I'm doing that, like, that person needs personal development. Whoa. And I start like laughing because I'm thinking, if they only knew that they could turn their attitude around and how they're acting right now by just reading some Rachel Hollis or whatever, right? Like, it's too funny. And again, I love the fact that what I do is it lends itself, it's encouraged to be your best and to dive into the stuff, right? So that's super huge. Okay, so those are my 5 tips for you guys. If you have questions, let me know. Or if you want the list that I was telling you about, I can give you that it's in a PDF or a screenshot or whatever, and just give you some ideas and thoughts. If you are feeling like you're struggling with something specific, just ask, and I can give you some recommendations. Kill the news feed, set a timer for Facebook, get in, get out, get it done, whatever. Surround yourself with positive people, choose how you react to what you're seeing, and personal development. Read, listen to, at least, if you can Google the Miracle Morning, that's where I got my start. So I started slowly with that. It's the routine that I do, and so you can start with like little parts and pieces, but that's a really great book, and he's got a website and stuff like that. So the Miracle Morning is just a really good place to start. If you're like, I love the idea of incorporating these things, Megan, but I don't know how to start. That's how I taught myself, was the Miracle Morning, and it's a like a process or like something to that effect. So Miracle Morning is a great place to go. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to leave you guys with is I was going through this morning and figuring out November. I'm so excited for November. So I have a lot of really cool things coming up that I want to make sure that I just touch upon super quick. A lot of free groups that I'm going to be running. After Halloween is over, I'm going to do a sugar detox, a free sugar detox group. So jump into that with me. I'll share that on Facebook, but if you just want to be in the know, like with my newsletter and stuff, just message me and give me your email, and I'll make sure that you're in the know. So we've got the sugar detox. I am doing my CrossFit style program right now, and I just went and looked, and I have about 4 weeks left. 5 weeks for some people, 4 weeks left for me. And so this is all leading up to another big launch. So I don't know if you guys know who the creator of the 21 Day Fix is. She is coming out with another killer workout program and nutrition program for December that's going to kick us into January. So I'm mapped out the rest of November. I'm going to finish up my program, so you can jump into that with us. And then by the end, I'm going to have to see the dates, but by the end of the month, I'm going to also go into another free group and give you guys some samples of her stuff, some free sample workouts of her stuff, and just give you an idea of what a group is like and what it will look like to jump into that group with us in December. And then we'll just catapult it right into the new year. So I got to say, guys, this is like the weirdest time of year for people, right? I find all types of people, I don't know, lost for words. You've got the people that are like, it's the holidays, I'm just gonna let it ride to the new year and just like be lazy and eat stuff and not do anything because it's a new year and 2020 was shit anyways, so whatever. And then you've got the people that are like, in my groups now, we're just like, we're gonna hold on. We're gonna hold on to the ride. We're gonna be healthy, but we're gonna have fun, and we're gonna keep going. Like, my whole thing is like, when you look at the holidays as a whole, it's like this month is Halloween is next week. It's like one day, a couple days. Thanksgiving happens in November. That's like 1 or 2 days. And then you've got Christmas and whatever, New Year's in December. Maybe you have a couple of extra parties or something. But that's still only like a handful of days in the next 3 months. And so I think we can handle it, right? And so I feel like there's not really a reason to put your fitness and your health on hold. Like, just because it's the holidays. It's going back to that mindset too. Like people are like, oh, it's 2020, it's a shit show. Let's just wait till 2021 to start anything. Like, really? I'm seeing so many people that are sick around me and not healthy. And if you knew that you could turn yourself around in some of those ways in 3 months, like, wouldn't you? Like, if I had the tools in my back pocket to give you, why would I hold that back? Like, what if I knew that I could get you to where you need to be before the first of the year? Why couldn't you embrace 2021 as amazing? And like with the mindset, right? The personal development, the force field's up. We feel amazing in our jeans. We're going into New Year's Eve like, yeah, even if it does give us shit, we can handle it, right? And that's how I feel about it. So look for all that stuff. If you want to be in the know, just message me your email address and I can put you onto the newsletter. So we've got the Sugar Detox group at the beginning of November. Where November Fit Gym is going to be freaking awesome. I have if you join us in the Fit Gym, I have a healthy Thanksgiving whole menu and meal PDF that I can give you that's going to give you the turkey, the sides, the dessert, and the cocktails. So that's a part of your like sort of gift when you join and register for us with us in November. I've got a podcast calendar that's going to help you with that mindset. We've got the running program. We've got the CrossFit style program. I can put you into a basic beginners program, and then a lot of that's going to lead into free group going into the new program that's happening in December with Autumn Calabrese. I'm so excited. She is just always killing it. Okay, so a lot going on. If you just don't even have a clue on what you want or how to start, just message me and we'll talk about it, okay? Lots of different things, guys. Think about how you can make the last part of this year like better. Like, how do you work on yourself to improve so that the shit doesn't bother you, right? And I feel like it's just so important. And then the other thing about that is it's not just about you. If you have a family and kids, like, they're watching you and how you deal with all this stuff, good, bad, and ugly. So how are you, teaching them to behave when there's these things, right? My daughter says to me the other day, this was really interesting. She's like, do you have to vote when you turn 18? And I said, well, no, it's a right. You get to vote. And she said, oh, 'cause she's on TikTok. So she's 12. She's like, well, TikTok, it makes it sound like both candidates have flaws. And I'm like, well, they do. And so doesn't everybody, right? And I said, that's not really a good frame of reference. And, I told her, I said, the thing about it is that you can't really have an opinion like that at 12 because you don't pay taxes, you don't have a family, you don't have a job. It doesn't affect you personally. You're seeing how it affects our family. And so I'm telling my husband all the time, be careful what you say, because they should really form their own personal opinion of life and the presidents and the politics and all the stuff on their own, whether we agree with them or not. It should be a personal decision, and it should be okay that you have a personal opinion. I have my own personal opinions, but you don't hear me spout them off to you guys all the time, right? So think about that. How is this all making you feel? And how can you fix that? How can you build that force field? How can you make yourself feel better and experience the health and the wellness and go into 2021 with like an amazing outlook and feeling about all this stuff, right? No matter who wins. Because I think that's a big thing for me is the type of business that I'm in. It doesn't matter who wins. It's not going to affect anything that I do. Nada. Because I'm 100% in control of my business. How much growth, how much I work, how much income I make. It's not going to matter who wins. It's not going to affect me or my business. My business will still grow. My business will still build. There'll still be a niche for what I'm doing. So it's kind of hard for me to be like super worried about what's happening. I have my preferences on what I think because of my husband's job and the place he works and just in general, business owners in general and how I feel about that. But I feel like I don't have a lot to worry about in that regard because, I have a specific type of business model, business structure that won't be affected by it. So if you ever want to, hear more about that, you can let me know too. Get on my newsletter. I got a lot of stuff coming up. I'm so excited actually to go into this last part of the year. And it's hard for me not to feel guilty. Like there's so many people around me that are struggling and either out of work, unemployed, like all these terrible things, sickness, whatever. And like, I don't want to feel guilty about being excited for 2021 and what's next. Like, I'm truly thrilled for what's coming up and my team and what we're working towards. And I don't want to feel guilty about being excited for the new year, I get that there's a lot going on and there's different things that affect me too, but there's just so much to be grateful for. There's so much to feel blessed about and excited about. And I don't want to feel guilty for being excited for what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So I'll leave you guys with that. Message me if you guys have any questions or you need any help with anything. I'm always here. Happy Saturday. See ya.